Glad you got that out of the way.
Yep. All right. And a 3, 2, 1.
Good morning.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm good. This is different.
It is. And if you're watching from our YouTube, you'll see our location has changed.
Yep.
But this is how we always talk. All day. Every day.
For hours.
Yep. Through a screen. And it works for us.
It would be our luck, though.
It would be. Like, we'll get into it a little bit deeper, but my goodness, the luck that we have finding friends. And then to finally find somebody that we connect, can tolerate, can stand, can trust, all of the above. You would be across the world.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
But it worked.
It is.
You gave me hope that there are still friends out there that are loyal, don't fuck you over, and them actually being females.
And I'm a female.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you are.
Yep.
In all sense of the words. But
No shame.
yeah, I'm good, don't get me wrong, but I have 3 females in my direct friend group that I actually can trust with my life, and them actually being like good friends.
Yep.
Because me and women, we're not friends.
Yeah, I have my best friend that we don't talk to very often, but I mean, if I ever had to call, she's there. We've been best friends since 2nd grade, and then her aunt is my best friend as well, so I've known her since 2nd grade, and those two, no matter how much we don't talk, those two will always still be there.
Aww.
I know.
I know, but that's the same with me. Like, my best friend I've known for, I think now for 14 or 15 years.
All right.
And, like, it's not that I don't get along with females, just, like, or women in general. I stopped calling them female.
That's you.
But yeah, no, it's the chitty chatty, superficial BS that I cannot deal with.
No, I can't either.
Yeah, and the constant boy talk and the constant, like, yeah, no, it doesn't work for me.
I'm that one that if you go over to a group, a party at somebody's house, you know, you have, most of the time, I mean, at least over here where I live, the guys will be outside by the fire, out in the shop, doing something, and then the girls will be exactly, and the girls will be inside, gathered around the kitchen island, chit-chatting about life, or how terrible their life is, or how good their life is, just to talk it up to make it sound better.
We're talking about the kids.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. My kid did this today. My kid did that today. And it's like, granted, if you're like a good friend of mine, I love to hear those things.
Yep.
I love to hear about, you know, all the good, the bad, the uglies. But let's be real here. Like, most of the time, those females secretly hate you.
Yeah, they trying to one-up you.
Yep. No, it will always be a one-up. And it's like, I don't do fake. I can't sit there and pretend to get along or be a part of the conversation when we both can look at each other and we both know, yeah, let's just cut to the chase here. I just want
to be able to be real with someone, and if I'm talking about my kids, I want to be able to say, like, my kid has been a dick today.
Yeah.
And you're not...
And not be judged.
Yeah, exactly. The no judgment. Love that. And most women in general, like you have men that do that, but most women are not able to have no judgment when it comes to relationships. They're either gonna be jealous, or they're gonna try and meddle in your relationship, or they're gonna steal your relationship.
Oh, I've been there. We'll get into that one here in a minute, but yeah, no, I've definitely. That's why I don't like women, and it's the double standard. If a guy goes to his friends and go, yeah, my kids were little assholes today, they're like, oh yeah, they are. Perfectly okay. Yeah, exactly. But if I go to a group of women and be like, God, my kids are little assholes today, you know as well as I do, I mean no harm by that. Like, I love my kids to death, but I can be an asshole some days. Anybody can be an asshole some days. Just because I would never I don't call them an asshole, but, and it's not talking about behind their back or, anything, but it's just like, sometimes they're human. They're assholes sometimes.
True. And that's the sincerity in the conversations that you have with friends. That, to me, I'd rather have two good friends or one good friend that I can completely be honest with.
Yep.
Than have a group of 15 women or people around me that are like, so how are you?
Yep.
And you have to say, I'm good, when you're dying inside, or you're having a shitty day or whatever.
Yep. And that's why I get questioned all the time of like, or not questioned, but, oh, you just meet people off the internet, you have no friends in real life. And, I do have my friends that I can call in real life. And I can't even say real life because you're not imaginary. You are real life. Well, yeah, just because you live miles away, doesn't make you any less of a friend that lives next door. It's all about who you love. Are you there for each other? Can you trust each other? You're there for the good, the bad.
On a daily basis.
No, you don't. And that's a true friendship.
Exactly. And like the people, like I used to train dogs.
Okay.
And at the dog facility, those people, I don't talk to them on a daily basis, not even on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
But they are family. And if I were to call any of those people at 3 a.m. in the morning and having a rough time or my house is on fire or anything like that, they would be there. And to me, that is priority number one.
Absolutely.
Like have that solid foundation in a friendship to where you can lean on people, you can have fun with people, and that, to find that and have that loyalty towards each other, that's everything.
It really is. And look at, I won't get into family talk, but so for example, say I talk to 3 people every day that I met on the internet that are in different states. It's frowned upon. You don't know them from Adam. They live across the United States. Okay, so if I had an aunt that lived across the country that I talked to twice a year, just because she's blood doesn't mean she's family or close.
Exactly.
Why should that matter?
Exactly.
It's I don't even know the word for it, but it's not stereotypical, but it's, people just need to realize, like, you don't have to talk to people every day to have that solid friendship.
Very true. I have a thing with texting, and you know this. Like, I don't
You don't text. No. You don't like texting at all.
No. If someone texts me and I'm like, oh, this is going to be a conversation or whatever, I will call you, video call you, so I can actually see your face and see what you're emotion is in what you're saying, and that's the main thing with texting for me. Everything can get out of or taken out of context so easily.
Oh, so easy. Just by the simple spelling of okay. You put K.
You're done for.
Yeah, you're pissed. There's something wrong. Something's bothering you. But if you put okay, it's good.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like the insinuation of texting, because if I tell you, like, on the phone, like, my day has been a shit show.
Yeah.
I feel like crap. And I tell you this on the phone, like, face to face. We're gonna have a conversation about it. But if you text it, someone can take that as, oh shit, she's gonna off herself or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's, I don't like it.
It can go 0 to 100 so quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if you were to text somebody, I'm done. You're done with what? You're done with life. Yeah. You're done with our friendship. You're done with eating. There's so many different ways that you can take that.
And then you have the people that automatically think, so she's done with me? Oh my God, what have I done? And
I hate that.
Automatically into the apologetic. And I'm like,
I'm so sorry. What'd I do? I hope I didn't do anything to piss you off. Are you okay? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's like, just call me. Just pick up the phone and call me and be like, so do you want to elaborate on the
I'm done?
Yeah. Or are we done? Just talk. And that's what the society has gotten so far away from, is
talking.
Just communicating, picking up a phone, meeting for coffee. Social media has become a big part of where we are now in society, and it can be accepted, and it can be, it can be done right, but you still can't just live behind a screen.
No, but I think that...
Oh, little technical difficulties. Hold on.
That, at least for
Hold
me...
Hold on one sec. You froze for a minute, so go back like 5 seconds. You ready? Did you freeze again? Are you there?
Okay, I can see where... Yeah, I can see your smoke going, so I see that we're back. I froze.
Okay. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Go ahead.
But I think that's also, like, the COVID situation didn't help, but the last 10 years of evolving, I think that's the good word for it, but people nowadays find it easier to just message and, like, the quick check-ins. And for me, I am not the one to check in every 3 seconds. I hate that.
Nope.
When people do that to me, I don't do that to people. Like, if I need help, I will reach out.
I've lost a couple friends that way. Because they say, well, I always check in with you, every day or once a week, but you just never check in with me. And I tell them, like, that's just not how I work. I don't want to sit there and pester you. If you need to talk to somebody, or if something is wrong, reach out to me. My phone's always on me. I shouldn't have to. I mean, granted, there are certain circumstances, like, for me and you, for instance, we talk on the phone every single day, for the most part. And I know your life schedule, so I know what days are going to be harder for you. So if I didn't hear from you in 2 days, I wouldn't just wait for you at that point. I would reach out and just send a, hey, you good? Yep, perfect. I'll leave it alone. But, my friends should always know that just just give me a ring. Send me a message. Show up at my
Yeah.
house, whatever. But I'm not the friend to pursue a constant check-in. How are you today? Are
Yeah,
you
no.
okay? Are you, because I hate when people do that to me. I hate being constantly questioned. Are you okay? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. I'll tell you if I'm not.
Exactly. It makes me feel like I'm being checked on.
Yeah,
And
or
not
that
everybody
something
checks on
should
me.
be wrong. Like, yeah, I'm okay. Why are you
Exactly.
asking? What's wrong with that? I don't know. But
So you wanted to touch the subject of friends meddling in relationships, or
yeah, we talked about that a little bit, but it it kind of goes back to how people ask you or ask me, like, why don't you have friends in real life? Why are all your friends on social media? Well, I've had 8 friends just that I know that have slept with a current boyfriend or an ex-boyfriend while some of them were living with me. Yeah, I have serious trust issues when it comes to friendship. And if I can find a solid friendship of somebody I trust and they live across the United States or across the world, who cares? My life is so busy. I don't have time to go to the beach, to go meet up for coffee, to go out for lunch. So that, even if I had more friends, because I do have some here, but even if I had more friends that were in my town, I still wouldn't have time to meet up with them.
True.
I would just be talking to them on the phone. So why does it matter if they live in my hometown or 2 states away when it's the same type of communication?
But do you also think like you make friends online easier because of those trust issues? Because I don't talk, or your real life, day-to-day life, people can reach out to your relationship or your partner, or do you think that's...
No, I don't. I mean, maybe subconsciously, and I don't realize that might be a reason. But just a big thing for me is, not to mention, I've been single I'm not single now, but before, 2022, I've been single for 6 years. So that's a hefty time, and you grow up a lot. I'll be 30 here next month, and in 6 years, in your 20s, there's a lot of mental growth that goes into that for any person. So
Absolutely.
when all this stuff happened with my friends, or with who I thought was my friends, we were young. Not saying it was right by any means to be able to say that's my best friend and do that to somebody, but we were young. And so I think now people in my hometown, like, I love them. It's a small town. Who I have now is who I have. But do I care to try to mend past relationships with people that I have, parted with? No, because that's some bridges, once they're burned. Granted, like I said, people can grow up and you can get past some things, but there are some things that you just can't get past.
Yeah, no. That to me is a hard no. Once we've stopped talking, we stop talking. Mm-hmm. And I won't ignore you when I pass you, like in a store or on the streets, but no. I will nod or just wave or say hi or whatever. But
yeah, and you can say, hey, how have you been? A small talk here and there, if you see each other, is okay. Yeah. But we're not going back to texting. We're not going back to lunch dates. We're not going back, I don't need that in my life.
Imagine.
Technical difficulties again.
That's how I view it.
Hold on, you froze again. I stopped you at I don't hold grudges, so repeat that in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I don't hold grudges, but I do think that I have grown past that point. At that point, so once we've stopped talking or something happened, and like years down the line, I will see you on the streets. I will wave. I will say hi, but I won't. Yeah, that's it.
I forgive, but I don't forget. I forgive.
Not even that, but I think like maybe that sounds very arrogant of me, but I feel too good for that. Like, fuck me once, it won't happen again. I won't allow it. I feel I'm too good for that.
No, but that's why forgiving is for your own mental clarity. In order to heal from something, you have to forgive the situation. Are you ever saying that just because I forgive you doesn't make it right? No. Just because I forgive you, does that mean we're going to be friends again? No. But in my head, I forgive you from what you've done, but I will never forget what you did to me, for therefore, you're not coming back in.
Exactly. And I'm not the one to go into the why me and why is this happening and the whole self-pity party.
Nope.
But for me to be able to move on from a friendship or a relationship or anything, I need that letting go part.
Yep.
And it may come across as cold and arrogant. Fine. It'll be like that. But for me to move on, that's what I need to do.
Yeah. And people need to understand too, everybody handles a situation differently. Just like there's many stages of grief, there's many stages of how you process any traumatic, because trauma can be slight. Just because you say trauma doesn't mean you saw somebody dead, or there's so many different things that affect somebody physically, emotionally, and mentally, all of it, that everybody handles things differently. Somebody might, you're a fucking bitch. Okay, I'm gonna take that hard. If you're actually meaning and looking me in the eye and saying you're a fucking bitch,
that's gonna be the conversation we're gonna have.
Exactly. And some people, they might say, okay, yeah, I forgive you. You were just heated. I guess it kind of depends on the length of the relationship or the friendship that you have. But you still, if somebody wants to be done with my friendship, I will respect that. I'm not going to beg for you to stay my friend. Just because I could get over something and get past something doesn't mean they can, and I need to accept and allow them to heal with whatever happened the way that they need to heal.
So how do you handle that? How do you handle, or what emotion is your, like, for me,
Anger first
is my go-to.
Yep. And
then I go into the grieving part, like friendship or relationship. First anger, then grieving. And to me, that's like the worst thing ever. Like the grieving part of someone that is not passed.
Yep.
That's a hard one.
It's harder to grieve over somebody who's still alive than somebody who's dead.
Absolutely. Absolutely, because you know that you probably didn't mean to, or you didn't mean as much to them what you thought you did. That was a perfect English sentence, by the way. But yeah, and like vice versa. Like I will not think for anyone else.
Oh.
But you get that inkling in your head where you're gonna be like, so I wonder where they are in their head and in their.
I think this is where I get wrapped up in my head. I'm an overthinker. I overanalyze everything. The ADHD part of me cannot just sit down and analyze a situation. By the time I've come to the conclusion... yeah, I've been told that a time or two. But by the time I know the truth, I've already analyzed every situation, every 100 ways a million times. I will sit there. If you tell me, yeah, I'm just irritated about what happened, don't do that to me. Talk to me. Because if you send me that text, or, oh God, here we go. The famous, infamous text, when I get home later, we need to talk.
Oh, no.
Do not do that.
No.
You can't.
No.
Just don't text me until you get home. Because my mind, you have now officially ruined my day.
Yep.
100% day is ruined. My brain now will not shut off. It will be going and dissecting the past month of every interaction we've had, every conversation, what I posted on social media, what I wore, anything that could possibly be a culprit. I will dissect every little grain of that scenario.
One of the things where we are so different, because you overthink, overanalyze, what you just explained. And I'm going to be like, that's, for me, instant anger. Talk to me. Right now.
Yeah.
You don't want to talk to me? Fine. That's like a hard no. I will not overanalyze what I did. I will not go back and think like, what did I do? Or I don't. Tell me what's wrong. If there's nothing wrong, fine. But if you're not ready and able to talk about what has been going on, or you're going to say like, we'll talk about this later, I'm going to be the one that's going to be like, nope, you can talk to me now. That's like
you had time to send that text message. You have time to talk.
Exactly.
Go take a poop.
Because that is that's a mind game, and I don't play that.
Yep. And I think
that's when I'm going to call you instantly. And if you at that point decline my call, that's when you're going to get a text like, we're done. You had your chance.
Yeah. But see, because that's where we're different too. Cause I mean, not different, but I will get straight up panic attacks, anxiety. I do now. Yeah, don't. Okay, hold on.
Paranoia.
I don't care what people think about me.
No.
If people don't like the way I look, the way I dress, how I act, don't care. I am who I am. But the flip side of that is, if you are in my life and I care about you dearly, and I'm in a relationship with you, you're my family, you're my friend, doesn't matter if you're Loretta Lynn. If I know I messed up to where I disappointed you, that eats me.
I'll do heaven and earth to make that right.
That eats me alive. And I don't care. And simple things about work. Just because, say, a coworker got mad at me because I did my job differently than they did. But it's still like, anytime I know I disappointed somebody or made somebody upset with me, doesn't matter if I was really right or wrong, my head plays with myself. And that's where the overthinking and overanalyzing, when you say we need to talk, I'm going to think, oh my God, I disappointed them. I upset them. What did I do?
Yeah.
Did I say something? And then that's where the overthinking of all that comes in, because...
And I can see that. I used to do that too. And if I did something wrong, or I said something wrong, or I upset you in any way, I would move heaven and earth to make that right and to clear that up and apologize. But if you're going to be like, we need to talk later, or when you get home, or whatever, that to me is a mental game, and I don't play mind games. I refuse. And that's why I don't get along with women very well, because women
they're complicated. And I'll admit, I am a woman. I don't try to play mind games by any means, and I don't think I do.
No. Or at least not with me.
Yeah, and I don't think I do. Back in my early 20s, late teens, I will say I was immature mentally, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I was young, and I would play the manipulative mind games.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I've gotten older and become more independent and more myself as a person, yeah, no, I don't have time for that. I will just tell you, as much as it hurts and kills me, if I want to break up, if I'm done with our friendship, I might be having 10 panic attacks in a row and sweating my ass off and overthinking the entire situation, scared shitless, but you would never see that.
Yeah.
How I feel on the inside now and how I show myself, completely different.
Absolutely.
And that comes with growth.
True.
I feel like we could go on about this conversation quite a bit.
Hey, let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's wrap this one up. We'll come back and then we'll kind of get into more certain details of actual scenarios of what we've gone through.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
Thank you all for listening. Check out our YouTube, our Spotify, our TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all of the above, and our merch.
Absolutely. Our merch is off the rocker.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Absolutely. And stay tuned for more episodes to come. Thank you guys for your support.